Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos and welcome to Hearthome City where we have a huge game here today. There's the Hearthome Haunts in second place hosting the Olivine who are in first place, and the Olivine are going to start out big with Aggron and Klinklang, whereas the Hearthome Haunts are going to start out with Decidueye and Poltergeist. Now this could be the game we see in the first ever grand trial at the end of the season here. These are the top two sides in the Elite Challenge League at the moment, so let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today, the Hearthome Haunts or the Olivine. Now Klinklang is going to start out with a water gun targeting Poltergeist. It's not going to do a great deal of damage. Now Decidueye has that grass typing advantage over Aggron, but Decidueye goes with a roar instead and sends Klinklang back onto the bench. And out coming now is a Scavalier for the Olivine. Poltergeist now. It's going to go with a flip turn, so Poltergeist is also going to go back to the bench. Nobody wants to be on the field at the moment. Everyone's trying to save themselves, but that's a super effective move from Poltergeist onto Aggron before it leaves. And it's Aegislash in its shield form coming out for the Hearthome Haunts. Aggron now goes with a tickle. And it's going to look to tickle Aegislash there. So it's going to lower Aegislash's attack and defense as well. Now, as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute timer, we will go into single battle overtime. So let's hope we can get a finish between these two behemoth teams. Now, that last resort from Decidueye is going to fail. The speed advantage going to the Hearthome Haunts. Aegislash now sets up. It goes with the Worry Seed. It's going to stay in its shield form here. But it's going to make it so that Scavalier has the Insomnia ability and won't be able to go to sleep. You know, Scavalier is one of the slowest Pokemon in the Elite Challenge League, has that speed of 20. I mention it almost every time. It just shocks me. I always think it would be faster. Now, Hurricane now coming from Aggron onto Aegislash. It's not very effective, but it did get a critical hit in there. Now, Scavalier with its opportunity. It goes with a double hit now. It's not going to affect Aegislash, as the Ghost typings on Hearthome Haunts are immune to all fighting and normal type attacks. So they are the immunity team, and then you have the Olivine who are resistant to over 50% of the teams in the Elite Challenge League. That Petal Dance coming from Decidueye is going to hit a Scavalier, so it's not very effective. It would have been better if it had targeted Aggron. Aegislash now is going to go with Laser Focus. And again, it stays in that shield form. Aggron now goes with the Rock Tomb. It continues to target Aegislash. That's not very effective, but it's doing a very good job of chipping away as Aegislash's speed is lowered from that move. Now Scavalier is going to go with the Leaf Blade. Also targeting Aegislash, takes it down into the yellow. So they're going to work on Aegislash before it even has the opportunity to get a move out. Again, Decidueye goes with the Petal Dance, this time targeting Aggron. And it'll eliminate Aggron from this matchup, getting the first elimination of the battle. This is fantastic for the Hearthome Haunts. You have to take the Olivine down fast. As Aegislash finally goes with its stance change, changing into its blade form. And it's going to go with a Revenge, targeting a Scavalier. And a very good critical hit there takes the Scavalier down into the yellow. Scavalier now is going to respond with a Discharge. This hits both Aegislash and Decidueye and almost eliminates Aegislash from this matchup. But just as importantly, it has left both Decidueye and Aegislash paralyzed, so it is going to slow both of them down. You have to think they're both still going to be quicker than a Scavalier. But Klinklang, who's coming back onto the field now, may not be quicker. They may not be quicker than Klinklang, which will give Klinklang that opportunity to take both of them down. And it is the quickest Pokemon on the field now. Klinklang's going to go with that Psy Strike. One of the coolest looking moves in the Elite Challenge League, and it's going to take Aegislash down with it. So Aegislash has been eliminated, so the Olivine are definitely still in this battle. That Petal Dance continues from Decidueye, going for a Scavalier, and again, it's not very effective, but it is chipping away at the Pokemon. Now Decidueye is confused after those 3 Petal Dances. Scavalier is going to focus now on Decidueye, but it goes with a Haze. So instead of taking the opportunity to focus on the one Pokemon, we have Poltergeist now coming back out for the Hearthome Haunts. Now, as I said, both these are the top 2 teams in the Elite Challenge League. They have had very impressive victories. Both teams have actually had clean sweeps of opposition so far this season. Klinklang now going with the Absorb onto Decidueye. It's not very effective, Decidueye being a part Grass type. Now Poltergeist goes with the fake out. Targets Kling Klang. Kling Klang taking its first damage of the battle with that not very effective move. And Decidueye hits itself in its confusion, so it shakes off the paralysis, but only to hurt itself. Now we get a Weather Ball, which won't affect Poltergeist, as that Weather Ball would have been a normal type move. Now if the Hearthome Haunts win this, this will be their 10th victory of the season. Olivine are already having their 10. Get a Roar of Time coming from Kling Klang. And a massive hit on Decidueye takes it down into the yellow. As we get a guard split now coming from Poltergeist. Targeting Kling Klang with that move. Decidueye again tries to shake off that confusion. And it does, and it shakes off the paralysis as well. And it's going to go with a nasty plot, so it's not looking to go for an offensive move here. Does boost its own special attack with that move though. Now Scavalier goes to the minimize, make itself harder to hit by by increasing its evasiveness. Now if Hearthome Haunts do win today, they won't jump up into first. We know that because the Olivine did have an overtime loss, so they got 1 point on the board for that overtime game. But it'll still be a huge win if the Hearthome Haunts can win this game today. Give them some massive confidence leading into the trials. That Magnetic Flux from Decidueye does fail. Leech Seed now coming from a Scavalier. It's going to target Poltergeist. So in between turns, a Scavalier will be getting its health restored, just like we're seeing now on the field. Poltergeist does have its health lowered thanks to that Leech Seed. Kling Klang's still being the quickest Pokemon on the field here. It goes with that Worry Seed. We've seen this already in this matchup. Now it's giving that Insomnia ability to Decidueye. Looks like no one will be sleeping in this battle. But both teams are taking it very gradual so far. Feather Dance coming from Poltergeist. Does lower Kling Klang's attack with that move. Decidueye goes with the low kick. Targeting Kling Klang. That's a very good hit on the Kling Klang with that super effective attack. Takes it down into the yellow. These are the types of moves we need to see in this matchup. That Iron Tail is avoided by Decidueye from a Scavalier. And again, Poltergeist having its health sapped by that Leech Seed, which goes to a Scavalier. Scavalier's health actually gets back into the green thanks to the Leech Seed. Doom Desire now being set up by Kling Klang. We're going to see this move have an impact in the battle later on. Who we will hit, we don't know at this stage. Poltergeist now sets up a grassy terrain, so this will boost the effectiveness of grass type attacks as well as restoring everyone's health in between turns. That even includes the team of the Olivine Ore. So Scavalier and Kling Klang will be getting a benefit from this grassy terrain as we get a Searing Shot coming from Decidueye. This will be super effective on the Olivine Ore. And it takes out everybody on the field. Even Poltergeist has been eliminated by its own teammate with a critical hit. But this will put the Hearthome Haunts in front by one Pokemon. Both Kling Klang and a Scavalier get taken down by Decidueye there. This could be a really good play by Decidueye. We'll only find out in time, but that is half of the Olivine taken down. And even that is a task usually by most opposing teams. We get Steelix coming on the field for the Olivine and Gourgeist coming out for the Hearthome Haunts. And it's Excadrill coming out to join Steelix. So we have two grass ghost types on the side of the Hearthome Haunts at the moment. Their grass typing will be very effective against the Olivine if they can capitalize on it. So we get an attack order coming from Excadrill and it targets Gourgeist here. Very good hit there on the Gourgeist, who's going to look to respond. And it's going to go with an attack order of its own. And it goes back straight at Excadrill. It's not as effective as it was on Gourgeist though. Steelix now. It's going to go with the final gambit, but it doesn't affect Decidueye. Steelix actually would have eliminated itself with that move. And we don't know if it would have taken down Decidueye, but it is immune to that normal type attack. As we have Hail set up by Decidueye. But that is amazing to think what that could have done for the long term of this game, of this battle. But instead it will keep Decidueye and Steelix both on the field. Now everyone does take damage from that Hail in between turns. We still have that grassy terrain though. So everyone's also going to have their health restored in between turns. Now Steelix on the field has that 200 base defense. It is one of the most impressive defenses in the Elite Challenge League. We already saw Aggron, who had that 180 defense, get wiped out earlier on in this matchup by Decidueye. Excadrill now goes with the Boom Burst, but it doesn't affect Decidueye or Gourgeist, which means Excadrill is only going to hit its teammate in Steelix now. It's not very effective, but still to hit your own teammate and not the other team is terrible. Now we have a Surf being set up by Gourgeist. It's going to ride that Surf and hit everyone on the field. And it's massive damage to Excadrill and Steelix being super effective on both of them. It's not very effective on Decidueye, so a very good play there by Gourgeist as we get a superpower from Steelix, which doesn't affect Decidueye. Again, that Ghost type being immune has had massive benefits for the Hearthome Haunts. Decidueye goes with the Aqua Ring, so it's going to be restoring even more health in between turns, thanks to the Aqua Ring going in hand with that grassy terrain. But first, everyone's going to be taking damage from that Hail. And Gourgeist is going to take that Doom Desire that we saw set up earlier, and it eliminates Gourgeist from the matchup. That is huge implications. So the sides are all level up here as everyone starts getting that health restored from the grassy terrain. I cannot believe though that Gourgeist was eliminated by that Doom Desire. That was a very good setup earlier by Klingklang. Now we have Drifblim coming out for the Hearthome Haunts. Excadrill still the quickest Pokemon on the field. And it's going to go with a foul play here. And it goes straight after Decidueye and gets the elimination. So the Olivine have taken the lead with that super effective move. Decidueye has been taken out of this matchup after lasting almost 12 minutes. Drifblim now is going to go with the Heat Crash. Targets Excadrill there and takes it down into the red with that super effective move. Couldn't quite get the job done and eliminate it though, as we get a Fairy Wind being performed by Steelix. It's going to target Drifblim here. And it was a critical hit, as we're going to have the last Pokemon for the Hearthome Haunts come on shortly. But that Hail almost takes out Excadrill. Now don't forget we've also got that grassy terrain. So Excadrill will get more health back than I think it just lost. And we have 3 Pokemon remaining for the Olivine and only 2 remaining for the Hearthome Haunts, as it's Dusknoir now coming out for the Hearthome Haunts. So we're not going to see Dragapult today in this matchup between these two massive sides. So I wonder what impact Dragapult would have had potentially in this matchup. But Dusknoir is the 3rd ranked Pokemon on the Hearthome Haunts, as Excadrill sets up. And it's going to go for a Bolt Strike. You got to think it's going to want to target Drifblim here, and it does with a super effective move. And Drifblim has been taken out by Excadrill. What a hit! Excadrill is eliminated. So Dusknoir is the last Pokemon remaining for the Hearthome Haunts. It needs to get some quick eliminations here. And it's going to go with a Beat Up, which means it's only going to hit Excadrill once, because Dusknoir is the last remaining Pokemon for the Hearthome Haunts. Steelix has a chance to capitalize. It's going to go with the Drill Peck here. And decent hit there on Dusknoir as Excadrill takes damage from the Hail, and that will take Excadrill out of this matchup. So that's really good for Dusknoir here. Again, that grassy terrain restoring everybody's health. And then the last Pokemon's coming out for the Olivine as the grassy terrain disappears from the battlefield. And it's the Duraludon as the last Pokemon for the Olivine. So we're not going to see Metagross here today either, which means neither side are using their pseudo-legendary in this matchup. I hope these sides have a rematch in the trials, because I would love to see those pseudo-legendaries go head-to-head. Now we get a coaching from Duraludon. It's going to boost Steelix's attack and defense here, so Steelix could capitalize on that. Dusknoir needs to come in, hit hard, hit fast, and goes for the Power Trick. So it's not going for an offensive move here. Instead, it's going to switch its attack and defense stats. Now, its attack is 100 and its defense is 135. So this could be a good move as we get a Thunderbolt from Steelix. That Howl will stop on the field now. Duraludon, the Dragon Steel type now. It's going to go with the Razor Leaf. Now, this is a move that usually hits both opposing Pokemon, but Dusknoir is the only target and it gets taken down into the yellow with that move. Dusknoir is going to respond with an Avalanche. And it's going to go for Duraludon. Now, that Steel type and preventing that Avalanche from doing much more damage. As we get a Shell Smash from Steelix, it's going to lower its defenses and boost its attack and speed with that move. Yeah, Duraludon, the only Pokemon on the field, still in green health. It's going to go with a Thunder Punch here. And Dusknoir is taken down into the red, but it's still holding on, and Steelix with that speed boost. It's going to go with a Thunder Punch of its own. This should get the job done. And it does. Dusknoir has been eliminated, and the Olivine have stuck it out and won this matchup. A very good win there by the Olivine, holding their own against the Hearthome Hornets in Hearthome City. A very back and forth game. The Decidueye did very well taking out 3 of the Olivine, which is very impressive. It was also really well done by the Olivine to take down Aegislash so early on in this matchup. But the Hearthome Hornets unfortunately could not come away with the win today, and they did so well, again, holding their own. A very good matchup between the first and second place teams. But next week, the Hearthome Hornets will be hosting the Striaton Spring, who've actually slipped out of the top 4 recently. They were doing very well. They were even in the top 2 at one stage. So we'll see if the Hearthome Hornets can get back the win they've lost today, as they were on a 3-game winning streak. But unfortunately, again, they did come out with the loss today, whereas the Olivine doing very well. They've gotten back to their winning ways, 3 wins in a row now. And next week, they're going to be facing the Verbank Venom. They're going to have a huge typing advantage, as the Steel type are immune to poison type attacks. But the Verbank Venom have been a quietly consistent side. They haven't slipped out of the 8 for quite some time now. They've been consistently in the top 4, only recently dropping down to about 7th on the ladder. But very back and forth by both sides. I look forward to the Olivine facing the Verbank Venom. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like, share and subscribe. But more importantly, always remember, you are awesome. And I will speak to you next time.